today Future Neighbors Bakery is open.
Let me see if there's a big line. Oh, there's nobody.
No line.
There's nobody. You guys come on in. So there's this one bread. If you visited Seoul lately, you probably have seen it at a lot of bakeries. It's called what? I always forget the name, Katie.
Ang butter bang.
Yes. And
Ang is a shorthand for red bean paste, and then butter is
butter. All right. So note, this one is a calorie bomb. So don't make this every day. But if you want to try it out, give yourself a little treat. Maybe once a month. Okay?
So we're gonna start off with scone. We've tried a few scone recipes, but cupcake gemmas is the best. So we're gonna use her recipe. Sift through 500 grams of all-purpose flour. So I realized making scone is not too difficult. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Important thing is we're gonna sift through this one as well.
This is baking powder, not baking soda.
2 tablespoons of sugar. And sift through this end as well. 1 teaspoon of salt. So all the dry mixture is done. And we're gonna add 100 grams of chopped cold unsalted butter.
Well, I bet this is 110 right here. I'm pretty good. What? I'm clueless about baking. Jeez. We might as well just add the whole thing in then. Why didn't you say so earlier? 110 grams.
That's too much. So it's better to chop them into smaller pieces.
Crumble the butter with your hands.
It's important to do it quick and just do it with the tip of your hand, because if you do it with the palm, then it will melt the butter. Yesterday I tried to do this with the food processor and I saw some smoke coming out from the bottom. So I was like, oh, this is not good. So let's do it with hand.
I think you broke the blender. We'll see. So is the butter supposed to be at room temperature, or is it supposed to be cold like this?
This is supposed to be cold butter. Now you'll see that the butter crumble is evenly distributed in the flour mix, and we're gonna make a well in the middle of the mix. 300 milliliters of milk.
Is it kind of a prerequisite for every baked good that you make a little well in the center? Seems like it.
And then we're gonna mix it up with a fork.
You completely ignored my question.
I'm concentrating, Daniel. No time for a chit-chat.
So you're slowly bringing the flour that's on the outside into the well, right? Now try to bring everything together with your hand. Yeah, you want to turn it into a big dough piece.
Spread some flour on top because we're gonna roll it out. Put some flour on the roller too. So we want to roll this dough out until it has 3 centimeter height. 3 centimeter is quite thick, so I don't have to roll out that much. So let's see. Okay, perfect. Get a cookie cutter, and size of this is 6 centimeter in diameter. You can use a smaller one, and this one I tried yesterday. It works perfectly fine.
This one is really cute.
It feels like a macaron, right?
Yeah, it feels like a macaron.
We're gonna dust the inside of this cookie cutter too, so it doesn't stick. Time to shape out our scone. Let's go. Yesterday we baked on a baking sheet and on a rack, and we think the rack is better.
Kitty, I think we have to, let me get that off for you. Good. Keep going.
We're gonna make a quick egg wash. Coat the top with some egg wash. Okay, so are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Did you say goodbye? Let's go. Oh.
Be careful.
Alright, so this. Oh, 이거 뭐야? We're gonna put them in at 190 Celsius for 20 minutes.
You know, we're using wax paper. One time we were taking this out, and then this wax paper touched
the heater. The heating bed, the hot red one.
And it erupted into flames like instantly.
Immediately. I was so scared that we were gonna burn down the house.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. You see how it starts to crack by itself in the middle? That means you did a good job. Katie, give yourself a nice pat on the back. Good job. Oh, it's done. Oh, beautiful.
Ooh, look how beautiful this look. Oh, it looks so good.
Now I want fried chicken and mashed potatoes. This reminds me of KFC. I seriously want some fried chicken now.
Why?
We should let it cool, but we're Korean. And Pali pali.
Oh, hot. Wow.
What is this, like French premium Nutella?
It's a hazelnut.
Oh, that's the shot. Guys, I don't know if we're gonna make it to our pot.
But it looks like pot.
Enjoy.
Oh.
I'm sure a lot of you guys have had baked goods that have this red sweet filling on the inside. I'm going to show you how to make that today. 500 grams of red beans. These look a lot like kidney beans, but they're not the same thing. In Japan, they're called adzuki beans, but in Korean, we call it pat. My golf game is good, but my pat is bad. All right, and then you can scan through and then just see if there's any bugs life that comes out. We're going to just give this a quick rinse. Pat is naturally sweet. This is why we use these beans for dessert. So after you wash them, pour into a pot, pour enough water to cover the beans. 1.5 inches of water. You don't have to be exact because we're going to toss out this water anyway. So let's put this on a high heat and bring this up to a boil. Then once it comes up to boil, let's put the lid on and give it 10 minutes for the first boil. Alright, that's 10 minutes, guys. I'm going to put this through a strainer and empty out all this water. Alright, you see these beans are getting bigger and bigger. And now we're going to fill it back up with fresh water. All of that old residual water is gone, which had probably most of the debris. Put in the same amount of water. And again, you don't have to be exact. So these beans soak up so much water. And depending on how much you put in now, you may have to refill the water. But basically, put this back on a high heat. And we're going to cook it until the beans turn mushy, where you can just mush them down. Okay? Once the pot comes up to boil, I want you to reduce to a low heat. And we're going to let these beans simmer away for about an hour. Now, you do want to keep your eyes on it because these beans will expand at least like 2, maybe 2.5 times in size. So if you run out of water, you're going to need to add a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Alright, so it hasn't been 1 hour yet, but you can see that our beans are needing a little bit of more water. Add a little bit more in. Good.
I start to smell like pot.
Yeah.
Almost like patjuk.
As soon as you touch it, you should be able to break it, right? So at this point, use a cheesecloth. I have this like very fine mesh, which also works. And then we're gonna just empty out the beans. Now we're gonna put the beans back in. We're gonna use a 2-to-1 ratio with sugar. So this was 500 grams, and this is 250 grams. 250 grams is roughly 1 cup of sugar.
Looks like you're doing some another type of baking.
Yeah. There's still water left, and that's why it's going to melt right through. And I want you to give it a taste. I think this is exactly right for us. It's not like overly sweet, and I like this. Turn the heat back on to a low.
And there's something you forgot to mention, Danielle. You know you can actually buy this ready-made red bean paste in stores.
Yeah. If you don't want to go through this, now you know how it's made, so good for you.
I feel like this is more trustworthy.
Yeah. So you see that there's a lot of water in this pot. We want to boil this away for a little bit until it reduces into more of like a paste. And it's here while you mix this that the beans start to kind of break apart and turn into a paste. Some people like more whole beans, but the ones you see in stores are more chopped. So you can overmix it or you can undermix it depending on your preference. You'll know when it's finished when you move your paddle and the bean paste doesn't move back so quickly, right? This is done. This is a good level right here. Right at this stage, we're actually going to add a few shakes of salt, not too much.
This brings out the sweetness.
Now we're done. We made a lot, right? So you can save this paste and use it in other baked goods as well.
Oh, 맛있겠다.
I'll just cut into this. We're going to put our cute little beef patty down here. Oh my gosh.
It's a beef patty?
Yes. And this is so wrong. Then you get your butter. Yeah. This is how they're doing it in the bakeries, guys. I know.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And then give it a little bit of a squeeze. And there it is. You may be curious of what it tastes like, but trust me, it tastes delicious. Let me show you. Like any other cheeseburger, you gotta put your hands out wide, bent over, and
어때?
so good.
Butter and red bean paste?
Guys, I'm not lying. If you see it at a Korean bakery, just try it out. I know it's straight butter. You're not gonna eat it every day, but just see how well the red beans and the butter, they play together. It's like, it's nice. Yeah, ours tastes a lot better. Amazing.
And it tastes much more fresh, but To those wondering how this tastes, I really don't know how to describe. It's not just sweet, it's not just like salty.
It's not buttery.
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to say, but
If you just have the butter, it's buttery, but once you have it mixed with red bean paste,
yeah.
it tastes